Year 7 boys get more hours of sleep than Year 7 girls? I predict that Year 7 girls will get more hours of sleep at night than Year 7 boys. To start this assignment, I went to the Australian Bureau of Statistics website Census at Schools section to help me collect my data. This is where I was able to click on the random sampler and fill out the information that best suited my question. I clicked on 2014 and Year 7. This is where I decided that the categories that both suited my question were question 1, sex, and question 19, hours of sleep. After I gathered my data and sorted it on Microsoft Excel, I graphed it. The graph that was best suited was a double column graph. The double column graph is good for comparing the hours of sleep between boys and girls. You can easily look at the graph and see who had more sleep, whether they were male or female, and exactly how much of it they had. Sector graphs are best used when you want to show the percentages. For example, on this graph you can easily see that 9 hours of sleep is the most common for Year 7 females. However, in order to compare my data against each other, I had to make two separate graphs. I made one for the females and one for the males. So therefore you can see on this other graph that 10 hours is the most common of hours slept by the Year 7 males. In order to create the mean, I used Excel and calculated the mean by using the average function and then selecting the values I needed. From looking at the mean median mode, it becomes clear that the females are all around the 9-hour mark, whereas the males are clearly all around the 10-hour mark. A stem and leaf plot is the most effective way of representing the distribution of data and identifying the modal group. It is evident from looking at my stem and leaf plot that a majority of the males get 10 or more hours of sleep each night, whereas you can also see that the females get 10 or less hours each night. Studying the data and graphs shows that the Year 7 boys have more hours of sleep at night than Year 7 girls. This is most apparent in the double bar graph that directly compares the amount of sleep between females and males. We can see the highest amount of sleep is for the Year 7 females is 10 hours and the highest for the boys is 11 hours. The results to this question did not support what I originally identified to happen. I originally thought that girls would require more hours of sleep, however this could be due to a small sample size. It should be noted that the amount of females and males in this study were not equal. If they were equal amounts, then the sample size, it would make it a lot easier to compare and form a conclusion. However, this does not mean that the results were invalid. It is also worth mentioning that I am not aware of what the optimum amount of sleep at night is. Is 11 hours of sleep too much or is it beneficial? This is
created using Powtoon.